It changes everything.
Does that make me a selfish jerk?
I need your help now. How you feeling, sleepyhead?
Let's hope he gets here in time.
No one can ever know what you're really doing.
The one who is at risk is Michael.
What's the matter, cat? Got your tongue?
General Hospital latest update. Valentin drops a bombshell on Sunny about Hitman Soul Sky, while Carly barely survives cardiac arrest with a last-minute antidote. Brooklyn reveals a shocking secret about Dante's child. Chase is floored, and Joslyn faces a harsh reality in WSB training. Meanwhile, Lucas wakes up to an awkward surprise in Miami. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital. Valentin leaks Hitman Soul Sky to Sunny, Carly saved after cardiac arrest. General Hospital reveals that Valentin Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart leaked Hitman news to Sunny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, while Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, was saved after cardiac arrest. Sunny's house, he held a gun on Valentin and suggested it'd be easy to get off the hook for taking down an intruder trespassing in his home. When Sunny grilled Valentin about his medication tampering, Valentin put all the blame on Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, and claimed he was just following orders. Valentin eventually brought up the explosion that injured Michael Corinthos, Chad Duell, and urged Sunny to lower his weapon since he knew who was responsible for the incendiary device. Although the device was made for the WSB, a shipment went missing and was purchased by someone who put a hit out on Sunny. Valentin didn't know the name of the person who hired the hit yet, but he did know the hitman's name was Soul Sky and that he'd be back to finish the job. Sunny ultimately let Valentin go following all his intel. General Hospital. Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, got Robin Scorpio, Kimberly McCullough, on the phone and let her speak with Isaiah Gannon, Sandy Wilson, since she was the one who developed the polonium antidote Carly needed. Carly went into cardiac arrest at one point, but she pulled through and began to improve after receiving the antidote that was synthesized for her. Brennan sat by Carly's bedside and made a speech about not many people knowing this, but he confirmed he did have a heart, and that it was all Carly's. Suddenly, Carly opened her eyes and looked rather disoriented. Since Brennan was busy focusing on Carly, he missed Sunny's call. Back with Valentin, he appeared to be lurking outside Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis' door. Over with Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, she was tempted to defy Brennan's orders and contact Carly's family. Isaiah warned Willow not to since she'd be arrested. Next, Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, flew off the handle since Brooklyn Quartermain, Amanda Seton, had a baby with Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, and that was something Chase would never have with Brooklyn himself. Brooklyn told Chase the whole story of her camp fling and how Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, knew about the pregnancy. After Brooklyn mentioned the baby being a boy, she explained that she found out from Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning. Brooklyn assured Chase that she didn't know real love until she met him. Although Brooklyn wondered if maybe Dante still had feelings for her when Carly hired her for the seduction plot, she realized he didn't and kept quiet about the baby. Chase thought Dante needed to know he had another child out there, but Brooklyn insisted he was happier in the dark. Brooklyn didn't want to disrupt her grown son's life either, so she pushed Chase to keep everything under wraps. Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy WSB training facility Vaughn Bryce Durfee made a prediction that her whole life would be a lie now. Jocelyn disagreed since the love would be real no matter the cover story, and if she missed out on important events, at least she'd know she was doing something to protect her loved ones. At the hotel in Miami, Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, woke up in his boxers and wasn't sure exactly what happened after he left the bar. Marco, Adrian Enchando, was there wearing only a towel, but he assured Lucas that nothing happened between them other than the kiss Lucas planted. Turns out Lucas had gotten sick all over Marco, so Marco showered to clean himself up. Lucas threw up on his own clothes too, so he realized that was why Marco had helped undress him. Although Lucas was embarrassed, Marco certainly didn't regret meeting him and gave Lucas his phone number before he took off. Meanwhile, Brad Cooper, Perry Shen, called Stella Henry, Vernay Watson, to explain how he blew it with Lucas, but he decided maybe there was still a chance for them. When Brad approached Lucas' room, he saw Marco leaving and looked deflated. Back in Port Charles, Lulu talked to Dante about wanting Rocco Falconeri, Finn Carr, to come live with her. Although Lulu wanted to make up for lost time with both Rocco and Charlotte Cassadine, Scarlett Fernandez, she got some pushback from Dante regarding their son. Rocco had been through a lot lately, so Lulu agreed they didn't have to pressure him about this right now. General Hospital spoilers say Lulu will keep doing whatever she can to rebuild her bond with her kids, so we'll bring you updates on her continued efforts. Today's next update, Carly pulls through with help from Spoiler, and Brooke Lynn swears Chase to secrecy. Today on General Hospital, Valentin provides Sonny with useful information, Sasha asks Jason for a favor, and Brad gets a shockdown in Miami. Sonny catches Valentin breaking into his home to retrieve old passports. He holds a gun on him, and Valentin says he's just picking up something he left. Sonny says it belongs to him now, and he's a trespassing fugitive, which makes this very easy for him. Sonny wants answers, including why he tampered with his medication. Valentin explains Jack forced him to do that and he had to follow orders, and he had no beef with Sonny. Sonny says that doesn't get him or Brennan off the hook. Valentin provides Sonny with intel. Sonny says Diane won't even break a sweat convincing the DA he shot an intruder in self-defense, and Lulu and Dante will never have to worry about him again. Valentin comments, maybe not, but Michael will. Sonny hopes Valentin isn't threatening his son. Valentin explains Michael could have been killed in that explosion, and the device used is only available to certain government agencies. Sonny tells him he already knows that. Valentin says he knows who planted it, so put down the gun and they can talk. Valentin explains the device was made for the WSB, and a shipment of them went missing from Pikeman. He was searching for them when he had to run. They were bought and fell into the hands of a hitman, who was hired to kill him. Sonny wants a name, but Valentin doesn't have one. However, he can contact the buyer and get him a name. Valentin only knows the hitman's name is Selinsky, and given the job is not complete, he'll come for him again. Sonny orders Valentin to leave the passports and go, which Valentin does. The race to save Carly. The hospital, Isaiah and Willow work to stabilize Carly. Anna enters the trauma unit and reveals Carly has polonium poisoning, and her daughter Robin developed the antidote. She puts Isaiah on the phone with her. Anna returns to Jack and informs him that Robin is helping them treat Carly. Jack says his team is also working on synthesizing the antidote. Anna hopes it arrives in time. Carly is stabilized and Jack is allowed to see her. She's unconscious, and he tells her how much he feared something like this happening. Later, Carly goes into cardiac arrest and Willow and Isaiah jump in. Fortunately, Jack arrives with the cure just in time. After she's stable, Brennan asks for a moment alone with Carly. Willow and Isaiah head to the hall and tell Anna that Carly is okay. Anna excuses herself. Willow wants to call Carly's family, but Isaiah warns her that if she goes against Brennan, she'll be arrested. Chase learns the whole truth. The Quartermain mansion, Chase is floored that Brooke Lynn had a child with Dante. He says that's something the two of them will never have. Brooke Lynn wishes she could say something to make everything better, but she doesn't know what to say. Chase wants to know everything that happened. They sit down and Brooke Lynn says she and Dante grew up together and they were both a little wild. Their parents sent them to camp to learn how to be counselors and hoped it would calm them down a bit. She was homesick often, so Dante would sneak over to comfort her, and Cody covered for them. One night they kissed and one thing led to another. She says Cody drove her to the bus station when she found out she was pregnant. Chase realizes Cody knows the secret, and Dante is the only one who didn't know she was pregnant. Brooke Lynn cries that she used to think God was punishing her for getting pregnant before marriage, and she prayed for forgiveness. She also knew she couldn't have the baby and raise it. The baby deserved better than to be raised by a kid. Chase says she made the right choice. Brooklyn says Dante's mom made a different choice, and she felt pressured to do what Olivia did, but she couldn't do it. She knew keeping the baby would ruin all of their lives, so she kept his existence a secret. Chase stammers as he thought she didn't know the gender of her child. Brooklyn says Lulu told her, and Chase says, "Does she ever keep her mouth shut?" Chase says all he's wanted was for them to have a kid, and now she and Dante have a son. He asks if she loved Dante. Brooklyn says she thought she was in love with him, but she was a teenager. She didn't know real love until Chase. He says the same about her. Brooklyn says she didn't see Dante for a year after having her baby, and she had a closed adoption. Also, when she finally saw Dante, he was dating someone else, and it was like the summer never happened. Chase asks when Carly asked her to break up Lulu and Dante if she was trying to get back with him. Brooklyn admits the ugly truth is part of her did it for the money, and part of it was to see if Dante had feelings for her still. If he did, she could rub it in Lulu's face and tell him about the baby. However, it didn't turn out that way, and what she felt for Dante was a long time ago. What she felt for Dante is nothing compared to what she feels for him. Chase feels Dante will want to know he has a child out there. Brooklyn says their child is a grown adult who has no idea about her or Dante. Brooklyn says as worried as he is about what is right for Dante, she's worried about upending their son's life. If their son comes looking for his parents, she'll tell Dante. However, for now, Dante is happier not knowing. Chase still believes Dante has a right to know, but she argues Dante's happiness isn't more important than their son's. Chase says if it were him, he'd want to know. She gets that, but he has to promise that Dante will never know about their baby. Sasha asks a favor of Jason. Sasha talks to Jason about the baby as she's worried about Michael. She explains that Willow has lost it, and if she finds out about this baby, she'll make sure she gets full custody of the kids. That would kill Michael. Jason says he is willing to be this child's father, so will she accept his help? Sasha tells him that Carly talked to her about letting him in more, and that he's a great guy, so she has to ask if he'll be okay not telling Carly that this baby is her grandchild. Jason says Carly can't know for now. Sasha admits she wishes Michael was there for the sonogram, and she shows him the photo of the baby. She asks if there is a way to get this photo to Michael, and Jason says he'll take care of it. They are interrupted by a call which Jason steps out to take. It's Anna who tells him to get to the hospital now, as it's about Carly. Brennan makes a confession. Back in Carly's hospital room, Brennan ignores a call from Sunny. Brennan takes her hand and tells her that he knows she can hear him. He knows how strong and stubborn she is, so he's not going to give her a bedside pep talk. He is going to tell her something no one knows about him, as she likes knowing those things. He cries that he has a heart and it's all hers. Carly's eyes flutter open. Lulu needs something from Dante. Dante brings pizza to Lulu at Laura's place. Lulu can't believe the kids are home with her finally. They sit down and Lulu tells Dante she's been thinking, and she wants Rocco to come live with her in Charlotte. Dante says she should talk to Rocco about this, as it might be too much for their son. He admits he's having a hard time with the idea too. Dante says he doesn't know if he could let Rocco go, and he doesn't know if Rocco would want to move in with her either. Lulu feels Rocco needs to make up for lost time with her and Charlotte. Dante says the only reason he and Rocco are living at the QS is to keep the kids together for Sam's sake, and theirs, and Drew takes Charlotte with him like a selfish jerk and away from her brothers. Lulu wonders if that makes her a selfish jerk. Dante feels Rocco has been through a lot and they don't have to push this. He feels Rocco needs them both right now, and she agrees. Side, Valentin lurks at the door, hesitates to knock, and listens at the door. Lucas is mortified, Brad is shocked. Down in Miami, Lucas wakes up in bed. Marco, standing there in a towel, asks how he's feeling. Lucas, with a huge hangover, makes his way out of bed. He remembers meeting Marco last night, kissing him, but he doesn't remember he got here and why he's not in his clothes. Did they do something more last night? Marco says he just brought him to his room and they did nothing else, as Lucas was in no condition to consent. Lucas asks why he was in his shower. Marco says they didn't make it back in time before Lucas threw up on him. Lucas yells, "Kill me now!" They dress, and Lucas asks to pay for his dry cleaning. Marco says he can pay for his own, and Lucas thinks he must be really pathetic for Marco to be so nice to him. Marco says he isn't, and he liked him in the kiss. Marco asks how he's feeling now, as he wasn't just drunk. He was upset about his ex. Lucas thinks Marco must be kicking himself that he dropped his credit card last night. Marco isn't, and he's glad to have met him. Lucas says, unfortunately, the symposium is over and he flies home tomorrow. Marco says he should get going, but Lucas asks for his phone number, at least to reimburse him for his dry cleaning. Marco gives him his number, only to let him know he's recovered. Marco heads off and reminds Lucas to call him later. In his room, Brad calls Stella to rant that he's screwed things up and needs her help. He says he told Lucas the truth and blew everything. Stella is proud he was honest and says perhaps one day in the future, he and Lucas can be friends. Brad takes that to mean they can still have a future, which Stella isn't saying. Brad raves that Lucas will see he's a better person now. He says with Lucas's love, he'll be a whole new man. He hangs up after thanking her and Stella says, "Lord have mercy." Brad heads to Lucas' room, only to see him saying goodbye to Marco. Joss gets a reality check. At the WSB training facility, Vaughn finds Joss studying up on Easter Island to give a backstory for all the messages and photos being sent to her family. He taunts her that she can go home if she can't hack it. Joss is tired of hearing him say that, and she's passed every test he's thrown at her. He is unsure she has the mental strength to do this, and she needs to get used to telling lies about her life, as this is how it will be from now on. He says her family and friends won't know the real her, and this is a lonely life. He says in time she'll realize it's easier to let people go than lie to them. She wonders if that's what he did. Did he give up his family and personal life for this job? Joss thinks he is still trying to get her to quit. He insists he's just being honest with her. She says she can lie to her family and friends about jobs, but she won't be lying when she says she loves them. Plus, she'll know she's making the world safer for them. Vaughn likes her attitude, but she will be pushed and challenged every day she's an agent. Tests never stop. Joss says, "Bring it on." On the next General Hospital, Nina suggests Willow reconsider moving in with Drew. Tracy warns Drew she'll win every time if he insists on going into a battle of wits with her. Inconceivable. At the hospital, Carly asks Brennan where he's going. He tells her he's going to make sure this never happens again. Valentin warns Laura who and what she's going to be up against. Sunny tells Jason to make sure Brennan finishes the job. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.